To film this when we take the pins out, okay? And we'll get you to kind of brush it through. The problem is you're going to be facing me, so you won't be able to see the hair. Now, sometimes this works really well, and sometimes I've actually got my after shot from just pulling out the pins and brushing it, and then when we left it, it didn't look as good. So I always film it. But sometimes it looks terrible and you really have to take a load of time to work it. But what we can do is when we film this, and you kind of brush it out, just kind of push it forward, see it, and then we can take a brush and we can kind of brush it and move it, because even just the pulling out of the pins and the brushing, as long as we stay in the same position, we can then spend as long as we like fixing it and making it look good, and then just show it. And it's like, it's instantaneous. You don't need to show the brushing and the fixing and the setting and the thing. It's like, you don't need any of that. You can spend 20 minutes making this look good for the end of your video, because this isn't just the client walking out, it's the end of your video. Do you see what I mean? So we're gonna film it, we're gonna spin this way. Okay, cool. And then I don't know if you have like a vent brush you like to brush it through with, it's totally up to you, or use your hands or just a normal brush. Practice doing your editing. I was never that quick, you know? But the more I practice, the better I get at it, you know? So that's why, and it's just the simple things. I know what I use. You know? Okay, you go for it. Just kind of pull out the pins and just kind of have some fun with it. Oh my God, look at that already. Yeah, just drop it on the floor, right? That's it. Fashion week again, fashion week again. Just don't tread on them because they're like...
Oh yeah, right there.
They're hard to come by. No, I'm kidding, man, you're good. Oh yes, yes. And you've got to pretend there's a mirror there. So kind of just push it forward a little bit. Oh yeah. There you go. Nice.
Oh, that's an amazing blowout.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh yeah, cool. Gorgeous. So now we've got that. Now, oh yeah, so we'll film a little bit of this as well, a little bit of brushing. Cool. So now what I'll do, so now we got that brushing. Oh yeah, so here you go. So now you can turn to the mirror. So now you can really kind of really start to brush it through and get it to a place where it like is big but finished, and we can kind of take that towel off. So actually, we need to leave the towel on because we brushed it through with the towel.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to look too like, whoa, hang on a minute. I mean, look how insane that that Xtra Large was, you know? Mm-hmm. And the dream filter in your hair. That's it, nice, perfect. That's it. You notice what he's doing, and this is really, really important with an after shot of a video or a picture. You've got to brush through those ends. You cannot leave them fluffy. See, that's looking good now. Sometimes you don't want to go too much, you know, you don't want to lose what you're getting. So then you get into position. But now what you have to do is you have to kind of show it off but not touch it. So you can kind of give it a little bit of like this,
okay,
you know, and then you can move it a bit. So you kind of just, oh, I just finished it, but I ain't touching it. You know, it's like, and then you can kind of move it a little bit. Okay, nice. Yeah, go for it. Nice. All right, and then kind of just move your hands, just show it off. That's it. Nice. And then you can kind of have a bit of fun with it. Then we can kind of take this off, and then you can kind of give it a real brush through, and then just push it all forward, you know, so you kind of get that thing, and then maybe just kind of fix the ends. Because these are just some options you can have then for some finishing shots. Get your safety, and then have some fun with it. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with volume like this. Yeah, that's nice. Because then when you come to edit this, you know, you'll really appreciate having all this. And sometimes for volume, sometimes it's instantly there. Okay, now it's looking good. Okay, so sometimes it's instantly there and it's easy, but sometimes with hair, it's harder to, you know, get it to look good in an after shot, if you know what I mean. One time I made this video, and when I pulled out the pins and I brushed it, that split second, that was the image, and I actually, on in-shot, I slowed it right down. So I got this, I turned 1 second into like 3 seconds. because that was the best shot and the rest didn't look good. So getting everything you can and then being aggressive with your timing, because you can speed up and slow down. So if there's one little bit that just looked great, just take that and slow it right down so you get a few seconds out of it. You see? So what you can do now, so you can actually come in like behind it again, and kind of just be down and just kind of just fixing it from behind, pretending you're kind of looking in a mirror but not doing it a lot. There you go. Nice. Just keep your hand out the way there so we can see that volume. Nice. Okay, that's cool. So you're going to put your hand right to that camera, right to the camera, and then pull it away, and you just love your hair a little bit and turn the other way. That's it. Just love it. Love that volume. Oh my God. Amazing. See, and you get that as well. So there's your little hook. So it goes from flat to full. And then we'll go through the whole process of edit again. You see? Keep shooting everything you can. You know, keep shoot. You know, get it all. You'll get something. Did you find that helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. When you first get that first client that says, oh my God, I saw one of your reels. And just remember, when you're posting these reels, be aggressive as well. Don't post something that doesn't look good. If you didn't get the after shot, you didn't get the after shot. It's a shame. You were so desperate to make this reel. But, you know, and you've got all this footage. And the first thing before you start editing, so the first thing when I go through this video, the first thing I'm gonna do is look at the after shots, okay? I'm gonna look for that snippet. Is it there? You know? And I do this with all my videos as well. Straight to the after shot. Is the after shot there? Because there is nothing worse than putting all those videos into InShot, taking all that time to edit them. You get to the after shot and you're like, where is it? That looked amazing. Where's my after shot? And there's no after shot, because then you're gonna feel the pressure to post something. But really post something if it's gotta look good. It's gotta look clean, crisp, you know. Like I said, all the fuss in the background is fine nowadays. You do not have to worry about having a clean background. Just what you're doing in your process. So if you're doing a color correction or color transformation, show a little bit of you putting the color in the bowl, like a second, if that. So you can then tag that color brand. You can tag Goldwell and say, yeah, using Goldwell, you know. And then the hair product you're putting on, make sure you make a focus on the product that you're using on the hair. Do you see? Because then that's going to be able for Colorwell to share it. And please tag me as well, because I love it. Let me give you my Instagram. I don't know, some of you might have it, but it's really simple. It's just Mr. So MRGILES Robinson. Mr. Charles Robinson.
Mine is Rich Rose Salon Center Rep.
Yeah, looks great. Do you love it? Thank you so much. Great work. You're doing something like the Dream Filter. It looks good when you do it in the chair and then after in the chair. In the same light, in the same set, because you have consistency, it doesn't look faked. Yeah. But if you did this amazing color correction and you took this girl's hair and you bleached it and you balayaged it and you purpled it and did all this amazing thing, then waved it and it was all done, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna stand her up right here. Okay. I'm gonna get that, you know, angle, which they do, and you know, you're gonna pull it out here, pull it back here, and you know, get her to look this way and drop her shoulder and you know, get all those shots. But as well as getting those still shots, you want to film that. You do a bit like you were saying you do, which is actually take still pictures and make them into a reel. That's great, you know. Or just her just moving like this, you know, is a reel. It's a reel. That's the end of your reel. That's the bulk of your reel, because you're going to see the before shot, you squirting out some color, putting it on some foils, throwing on a hair product, and then 5 seconds of this, 4 seconds, you know, of her just working it and it looking amazing and having beautiful light, you know? And just remember that when you're doing it, just never have them stand like this. Yeah. And some, look, younger girls, yes, they're gonna work better because they've been brought up working in the camera. They know, and it's all like working it like this, you know, they know what they're doing to the camera. So when you get a younger audience, it's actually gonna make you a better reel. So when you get those young clients in and say, hey, do you mind if we make a reel today? That's cool. And I'll give you another example. My wife, who's a hairdresser, she had a client come in the other day and she was so excited because she was like sending me all these links. This young girl, she must have been like 17, 18, had done all this pre-game like at home because she knew she was coming to get her color done, and she was gorgeous, and she had all this amazing hair. And she made all these amazing like reels out of going to the salon, like in the salon. And my wife didn't even realize what was happening. Do you know what I mean? And then she's sending me these links saying this was so cool. So when you see a client like that, embrace it. I would say with TikTok, you want to do less is more. You want to do about 3 or 4 hashtags. You know, they can be quite broad. You don't have to go too, because if you go too specific, you're trying to target too much of a specific audience where you're going to get a bit lost. Instagram, you can put a few more hashtags. You can maybe put 6, 7 hashtags. You can put balayage, you know, hairdresser St. Augustine, colorist St. Augustine, you know, that kind of stuff is going to be good. Balayage St. Augustine, highlights, because you've got to be thinking, right, and then have a look, see how many of those hashtags have some traction. You can follow hashtags. You can follow balayage St. Augustine and see where are the savvy salons? What are they posting? You know, what videos are they making? Oh yeah, these girls, they just opened this salon, oh my God, they're posting all this stuff. I'm watching them because I'm like, what are you doing? I'm doing it, you know, I'm in. You know, that's what you have to be seeing what other people are doing. Or you be the salon that everyone is like, man, this salon is just cranking out the reels. You know, there's some great salons out there, and you know, if you see a salon doing great content, just follow them. See what they do, see how they do it. You know, that's great, it's important. And you become known in the area as the salon, like, because your page becomes your like resume.
Oh, for sure.
So if I'm going to come to you as a in my instance, if someone comes to me and says, I really want to be on your education team, first thing I ask them, hey, well, what's your Instagram? So because I need to know that you can talk the talk. If you're going to go in to do a class, whether it's a basic product knowledge class, I need to know you know how to put together an Instagram or a reel, because that's how we have to talk to stylists nowadays, because it's the future of our industry. You know, we have to be competing with everything else going on, and we can do that because we have access to 7 reels a day. I mean, it's amazing really when you think about it, how much content you can make easily enough to post a reel a day. And once you start to get into that, you want to post a reel a day at the same time, you know, keep it around the same time, and it will really continue to pick up. What I was doing was trying a lot of different things. I was doing a day in the life where I'd walk into a salon and film and be like, hey everyone would wave, and it's this whole thing, and I'm going to show you some transformations. I do all these complicated voiceovers, which were great, they did okay. And then I just did some transformation videos, and then suddenly just this root cover-up video, which I've done root cover-up for 10 years, just suddenly blew up. But then all my other videos started blowing up. So now I can really post anything, you know, but I know what's going to do best. A root cover-up video is going to do best on my page. I mean, it's the craziest thing. But just don't ever give up. Just keep just kind of posting stuff and enjoying the process, enjoying something different. This is a day in the life of me in the salon. You can just do a little day in the life with a cute little voiceover.
Has everybody seen his day in the life on the Today Show?
But it's just, thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so you can do a day in the life like that. That lent itself to a day in the life. I'm so used to pulling out my camera. I'm literally sitting on the stool in the Today Show. I shouldn't even have my phone with me, you know, and I'm filming me and the stylist girl and Hoda and Jenna walking over saying, hey, and I've got my phone out like this. I'm like, oh shoot. You know, right to the last second, because I'm like, damn, I'm getting this footage. Like, this is not happening again. I'm like, if this never happens again, I'm getting it. You know, so I'm so used to it now. I'm just trying to get everything I can. So it's just having that confidence. But I would say, talking to your client, hey, I really want to get a great video. I'm going to do such a cool transformation on your head. Do you mind? You know, and whether you post it doesn't matter. You know,
I've never had anybody say no. You know, like if you've asked,
exactly.
like maybe not their face, but I've never had anybody say like, I'd rather not.
Yeah, and if they do, that's fine. And you know that client.
Yeah.
Don't go there again. But most of the time, people like it. It's a way of you engaging with that client, making sure that they follow you, and etc. I hope this exercise today just kind of, like I said, just builds you a little bit more confidence. And honestly, it's not that we just did it, you know, and it happened right before your eyes. And at the same time I was doing that, I was doing a class, I was helping do the blow dry, just jogging back and forth, getting the little snippets. But that's all you need to do, just get little snippets as you work. I really appreciate it. That was awesome.